Hello and welcome to Aphrodisia. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and for those of you who have been part of this journey with me, welcome back. I know I've taken a break last week. I was just really tired. I have no idea why actually, but yeah. I hope you're all doing well today and we are back with something special. I think that's okay. It wouldn't be special because I always do these readings. Like I love to do check-ins on like feelings, thoughts, messages, and then every once in a while I'll bring in something else that's different. So it's a similar reading but a different style. I kind of like Kino Tarot's way of doing the reading, so I'm going to try to continue doing that. Like the first part of the reading, we're going to take a look at their energies, your energies, and their energies of the connection, and then we're going to go into their feelings for you. So today we are going to be looking at your person's feelings for you, perhaps taking a look at their intentions and what they want to say to you, what they really want to say to you at this point in time. So we have 3 piles here for you to pick from: Sun, or the Femme Florale tarot, or the Tiger's Eye, Moon, or the Crystal Unicorn tarot, or the Amethyst, or Stars, the Prisma Visions tarot, or the Rose Quartz. So close your eyes and connect with your higher self and ask for some guidance. When you're ready, open your eyes and pick a pile. If you need to, pause the video. But before we get started, please help support this channel by liking and subscribing and pressing the bell icon to be alerted on new videos. And the decks that I've used will be in the description box below. So for those of you who picked pile Sun, this is your reading. I'm just gonna put it right here in the corner with the Tiger's Eye, or rather, yeah, there. So before we get started, what I want to do is to take a look at the bottom of the deck here, because I generally like to see what energies are surrounding this whole situation. And yeah, so this is something that I do. My clients know that I love the bottom of the decks, because it kind of gives you an overview before we dive deep into the reading. So the bottom of the deck here is the King of Wands. So first of all, I can just see like both of you are breaking free of past patterns is what I'm feeling. I also feel that either your person has sort of like stepped up and decided to take charge. There is a sense of like taking back control of one's life, taking back control of one's like autonomy and making decisions for themselves now. And I just feel this sense of like just feeling in control and feeling very abundant, both in terms of the material sense, but also in terms of like feeling grateful, feeling gratitude for the blessings that have come into your life, understanding that these are blessings and these are not, meant to hurt you. I just feel like this person having control and understanding their love life, love and relationships, understanding the past, understanding their patterns in love. I also see them understanding like, or rather being in more, like, how do I put this? Like, they are becoming more at peace with everything that has happened, but also becoming more spiritually aware. I wouldn't call it spiritually aware exactly, because like I just feel like they have like a deeper understanding of themselves. And with that deeper understanding, which can be for both you and your person, like because you understand yourselves better, you make decisions with that awareness in mind. And I just feel like for this person, they have started embarking on new projects. They could be starting or like pioneering or like the leader of something new, something creative, and they are putting their energy into that. I do see that on the surface, this person could have like a pretty prickly surface, like this person, I'm just looking at the cactus there, and I just feel like this person may be feeling very like, they may be hard to talk to. They may be hard to it may be difficult for them to kind of like open up themselves to people, but underneath there, is someone who's very warm, someone who's very passionate, someone who loves deeply is what I'm hearing as well. So I do feel like this person, whoever that you're thinking of, and I think you as well, you both have matured, you both have, understood a lot of things since, the recent past. Things have shifted for both of you, and I think that's very encouraging to see. So we are just going to look at person A's, we're going to first look at person A's energies, and the person A is represented by the star. Kind of see like the star as, of course, hope, but this person has done a lot of healing. The star in other decks kind of has that like crown chakra activation going on. So whoever this is someone who has done a lot of inner work, someone who has gone within, maybe gone through plenty of dark night of the souls, and emerged from the other side with a lot of like understanding of how much they had to heal, how much they have yet to heal, and how healing is like an ongoing process. Like this person has come through with a lot of clarity, with a lot of understanding, and like they are also tethered to spirit, tethered to like the universe, and they are receiving downloads from their guides, from the universe at any given point. And this person is like slowly becoming more and more like spiritual. This person is becoming more connected with themselves, and with this strong connection with spirit, with their guides, with their intuition, they are not afraid of the future. They're not afraid of the unknown. Everyone is afraid to some degree of the unknown, but like it just feels like they just know that what's coming is not something that's going to be terrible. Like they know that whatever that comes into their lives, it's something that it's like it's meant to come into their lives. It's not something that's going to, like if it's a great thing, it's a blessing, but if it's a not so great thing, it's a lesson. It's something that you can learn from, something that you can grow from. It's always either one. It's either a blessing or it's something that will kind of inspire growth. But even if something that is good that comes in, a blessing that comes in also inspires growth, and I think this person's understanding that a lot. So whoever this person is has done a lot of healing, has done a lot of inner child healing is what I'm hearing, and they are feeling very hopeful, almost like, I just feel like this person has been receiving a lot of blessings from the universe, receiving a lot of gifts, and there's a sense of like anticipation and knowing that it's going to be good. So you're just like opening up your gifts on Christmas morning. I just feel like this person knows intuitively that whatever happens with this connection, the universe has got their back, and everything's just going to fall into place like very, like, how do I put this, like very well. Like it's going to fall into place at the right time. And so for person B, on the other hand, is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands represents, having a direction, but not just that, it's about planning. It's about wanting to move forward, but planning the steps ahead. This person is someone who is meticulous, someone who is detail-oriented, but also someone who is trying to think of plans B, C, D, E. Like even with their plan A, they have backup plans and backup plans to back up their backup plans, stuff like that. I feel like this person's very type A. They're very like almost rigid, like they're very organized and very stuck with their, like stuck in their ways, and they're very like like, I don't know, they just remind me of someone who's very, like, they need structure in their lives. And I feel like this person is very, like, this person's looking to the future and they're planning out their future in a lot of detail. But at the same time, I just feel like the universe is slowly working its magic on this person, because there's a sense of, like, opening themselves up to the wonder of the world, the wonder of the future. Like, they're looking at the future and looking at it thinking, oh, there are a lot of possibilities up ahead. There are a lot of new beginnings, a lot of experiences that they have yet to have. And they are open to exploring these new possibilities, these new beginnings. I'm just seeing this person not, like, I just see this person as, like, not closed off to union. They're not completely closed off to union. They're opening themselves up. Perhaps in the past they were very closed off to that fact. Like, they were very kind of like, if it doesn't fit into my grand scheme of things, like into my plan, then I don't want it. Or if it's going to make me feel very unstable, I don't want it. But this person's, like, slowly opening up to that. They are slowly opening up to being open to exploring the unknown, to exploring new possibilities. And it's almost very similar to the Star card in the sense that both of you start off on the same page in terms of, like, being very open to new experiences, being very open to a new direction that this connection can take. So you're opening up yourselves to thinking about things in a very different light. So this is for person B. So now, I do see that both of you seem on the surface to be sort of ready for commitments, or ready for union to come in, ready for relationships. Whether it's with each other, I'm not very sure yet, but, like, I just feel like there is a sense of, like, hopefulness and a sense of being like, okay, whatever is going to come will come, and I'm going to embrace it. So when I pulled the card for the connection reading, I had the Nine of Swords, but I clarified it with the Empress, because I'm not sure where to put this. Okay, so I pulled the Nine of Swords first, and I clarified with the Empress, because I just felt like the Nine of Swords was probably, it wasn't, okay, I wouldn't say it wasn't giving me the whole picture, but I felt like the Nine of Swords needed to explain something, because we have two very positive cards. We have the Two of Wands, the Star. They're very positive energies surrounding, like, the people involved in this connection. And so I just felt like we needed some clarification on that. So when I look at the Nine of Swords there, what I'm feeling is that both of you have had history together. I'm pretty sure for a majority of you, you both have had history together. You both have had perhaps a falling out, a conflict. And this has caused you both to kind of feel very worried or very anxious regarding this connection. I feel like there was a sense of, like, overthinking. And even though generally you may be feeling very hopeful, very good about the future up ahead for both of you, but I just feel like for the majority of the time when you think about this connection, it's filled with worry, because you don't know how the other person's feeling. You don't know how they're gonna take how they're gonna kind of respond to you if you reach out and try to initiate contact, or, you know, start something over and over again, like, when it has kind of failed in the past. So, like, you're kind of unsure, you're not very confident in this connection. There's a lot of, I feel like you both miss each other a lot. And there's a sense of like wondering if the other person feels the same way. There's a sense of like, have they moved on? Like this person feels like they're at a distance from you. Like this person feels like you're both like out of contact with each other. Or there are things that you're not saying to each other like truthfully. Like there is an emotional distance, but some of you may be at physical distance or no contact situations. And there's a lot of anxiety regarding like how you're both going to move forward in this connection, and it's sort of like seeping into this connection. But what I like about this is that there is a there is like a sense of like cycles closing out, but also a sense of peace. I feel like even though there's a lot of worry, there is a sense of like, it's okay, let's push through this cycle, let's defeat the demons that are within. There are a lot of fears within us that kind of tell us like, oh, there's no hope anymore, let's just not try again. Like, why am I still holding on to this, or why am I still trying to hope for a new beginning? There is an understanding like that these are fears speaking to you, and that perhaps it's time to like push through these fears and close out this cycle and push through to a new beginning. I just feel that with the Empress card as clarification for this, it's a cycle sort of like having an internal battle inside yourself that is coming to an end. The Empress is a beautiful energy about being more receptive to the universe, to the blessings that want to come in, to the union that wants to come in. So I just feel like you're both sort of like overcoming your fears together, as you both step into your power, as you both step into an energy of like being hopeful, embracing the future, being open to the future. You are battling these fears and kind of helping this connection to push forward or progress forward. I do see that the connection is slowly opening itself up to, you know, like before, I feel like this connection was very boarded up, like a fortress that is impenetrable, like nothing can go in or out. So a lot of things that was stuck inside, like a lot of negative memories, a lot of anger, betrayal, hurt, frustration, it's all bottled up inside, and it's slowly being released now, and new energy is coming in, and things are transforming in this connection. And that's how I'm feeling with the both of you. Like in the past, there was something that was very like that both of you were refusing to let go of, and now things are different. Things are starting to get better for the both of you, and I just feel that you're both opening yourselves up to like new beginnings. And so yeah, before we continue on, for those of you who are wondering, signs, astrological signs, sun, moon, rising, or anywhere in your chart, I do see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I just feel, yeah, like, and with the Empress, she's Venus, so like if any of these signs are perhaps in you or your person's Venus placement, yeah, this could be an extra confirmation, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So I do see more signs coming up ahead, because we do have more cards to take a look at this person's feelings for you. So yeah, the state of your connection, it's changing, it's evolving. As everything, like in life, everything evolves, everything changes, everything grows with time, with healing, with, you know, both of you sort of like, I feel like this is testament to like the fact that I don't know if you've heard this a lot, like everyone just keeps saying that if you go into separation, you go your separate ways, you heal, go on your own individual journey, and then, you know, when the time is right, and if you're meant to be together, this union would just come together. And right now what I'm seeing is that both of you have kind of accepted the fact that you are going on your individual journeys to healing, and you're sort of doing all of that. You're sort of healing all of that so that you can come together. And when you come together in union, it's going to be a different energy, whether it's with this person or whether it's with someone else. But it seems like there is a chance that something's going to happen in this union, whether it's, you know, to mend and restart the relationship, or create a different kind of relationship, a friendship, or like a partnership, like a business partnership. It doesn't matter, because I mean, it will matter to you, but like, I'm just saying that the relationship between the two of you, the connection between the two of you, it's evolving, and you're both starting to come into an energy where you're open to how this connection plays out. So yeah, with that being said, we are just going to look at what this person is feeling towards you right now. So the first card we have here is Death. And with the Death card, it's about change, it's about renewal. This is Scorpio energy. It's about, you know, I put the butterflies in this card because it's about transformations. It's about shifting from one energy into another, a state of thinking or a state of being into another. And it's about shedding the ego self, shedding and showing just the core of who you are. And I just feel that with this Scorpio energy, this person's like feelings towards you are shifting. They could have been very negative, or, you know, very like they didn't really feel too good or too overly positive towards you, or they could have had a lot of reservations. They could have been swayed or influenced by other people. It's very much in line with what I first talked about with the bottom of the deck with the King of Wands there, because there is a sense of like someone is shifting, someone is growing, and their take on the world, their take on the people, the past relationships that they had, it's changing as well. So I think this person's really like evolving and growing up, and the way they look at you and look at this connection is also changing. It's also shifting along with their growth, and I feel like this is a really positive thing. But I also do feel that they are thinking like, you know what, I've done so much change, I've done so much healing. Maybe there is a possibility of like both of us coming back together again. Maybe there's a possibility of like, you know, something new happening. And because the next card we have here is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about new beginnings. It's about new possibilities. I do like the sense of like feeling very inspired. Perhaps they are looking at this connection and they are seeing it in a different light. They are sort of like understanding it from a different perspective. I was just watching a YouTuber, Adrian Bliss, I think. He was doing a skit or short, and he took a different view of like the one that I watched was about Noah's Ark, with like them getting off the ark, and they were like, there was a polar bear on that, and it's like the Bible didn't think of it that way, like two of each animal going up onto the ark and saving all of them. And then at the same time you're like, oh, but polar bears do not live in the Middle East, so what? And it doesn't make sense. But it's sort of like looking at the same story but through a different lens is what I'm trying to say here. And it's like this person's kind of like seeing things like that they didn't really consider in the past before, when they sort of accepted the same old story over and over and over again, like, oh, this person has done this and this and this connection has become this and this and this, and I'm just like, it's just this is the same thing that happens like over and over again every time they try to look back on it. But instead, they are looking at it from a different perspective now. Like, perhaps it could have been this and that way, or perhaps this was happening this way because of this and this and this. Like, they're just seeing it very, very differently. And I just really feel hopeful for the future for the two of you, because like this person just feels very mature. They are able to consider things from a very different perspective. And so like, yeah, I just really like it. Like, and they're feeling very inspired, or like they're feeling like this new beginning is a possibility now, and that they're very kind of renewed through this, after this period of like reflection and healing for them. So I do see them, making contact with you. I do see them thinking about how they want to come forward and initiate contact with you. I do think that they want to see where you're at right now. They want to see how you're doing, whether you're ready for something, or whether you're ready to build something with this person again. This person just feels like they're curious about you, and I do see that they are perhaps stalking you on social media. They could be kind of like thinking about you every time they wake up. I feel like this person thinks about you a lot, but now the way they look at you is in a very different light. And I just love the last card saying Page of Cups, which is about offers of love, but also they are, when they think about you, they imagine a future for the two of you. They are imagining a life that could have been, or a life that they may be able to build with you now that they have grown up, or now that they're seeing things in a different way. I just feel like there's a lot of childlike wonder. There's a lot of inner child healing that has happened, but like it's almost as if like this person has shed the past and shed their cynicism. Not really cynicism, but like almost like they have shed this energy of like, oh yeah, things are not going to work out. But instead they're looking at things in a new light, in a new way. And this is very encouraging. It's very hopeful. It's very interesting to see like how things have changed, how things have sort of flipped around. I do see that if both of you come into contact, when this person is, I do see them wanting to come into contact very quickly, like relatively soon. And once you both come into contact with each other, I do see like a lot of sparks flying, but also a lot of, almost as if like it feels like things are right again. Almost as if you feel like you're coming home. I feel like for this person and you, things are just going to start moving forward. Like you're going to pick off where you left off and sort of try to change the way you approach this relationship or this connection differently. Try to incorporate the things that you've learned over this, period of separation, or this period of, this period of healing, and try to do things a little bit differently. Like I feel like you're going to try to heal the past as well with this person. And I do see that this person's it's very likely that this person's going to initiate something, especially with them being in the energy of the King of Wands. They're empowered. They're going to take the lead on this connection, and they're hopeful for what's to come. And it does seem like this connection is open and ready for a new beginning. Like there's a lot of potential and possibilities, instead of in the past when it was all closed off and nothing could come in or out, or nothing can grow from that. It's just both of you were perhaps a little blocked off to everything, and this potential was just like trying to grow something, trying to plant a seed in rock, That's what I'm being shown, like trying to plant a seed in a rock, but now it's on fertile ground. So like things are different now, so things can grow. So I'm also seeing like Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, in addition to all the other signs that we talked about just now. So if any of these are in your charts or in your person's chart, they take that as an extra confirmation from spirit that this is a message for you. But even if they are not, like, even if you resonate with some or all of the messages in this reading, take them, because if they resonate, it's for you. Trust your inner truth, trust your intuition when it comes to this. So to end up this reading, I pulled some cards to see what they want to say to you at this point in time. And the first thing I'm getting is that in terms of timing questions, it is autumn season. That's going to be very significant for the two of you. I do see this person perhaps taking action around the autumn time, though I do see that autumn time around Scorpio season as well, right? Because that's about the autumn, September, November-ish sort of time. That's autumn season. So I do see that it could be around, then that this person like sort of feels like they're ready to come forward, or things happen in this connection. Like this person may come forward earlier. Like this person may come forward earlier, but like progress, really like very significant progress, may happen during the autumn seasons. So depending on when you watch this, it may be very soon, it may be, a little while later. Because right now we are, at least I'm in the northern hemisphere, it's spring, and so autumn's still quite a while away. We have this person saying that we are reaping the fruits of our hard work, and hardship and struggles are finally over. For them to say these things, it's, what we've been saying, like they have grown, they have learned their lessons, they have worked hard on trying to end cycles, on trying to heal. They have done a lot of those things, and they are starting to realize that the effort that they put in was not for nothing. Like they are healing, they are realizing that looking back, the way that they looked at things was very different. It was like a lot of things that they thought were truth, or things that they thought were, how it's supposed to be, etc. It's very different from how things actually turned out, or right now how they actually look at these things. And they were saying that they have grown up. And I just also see them like saying that, right now we are ending cycles, it's going to be over, or rather it's over, and I am free to come forward now. Like I think we have done the work that we could, we have done what we set out to do during this period of separation, especially for those of you who are on your twin flame journeys, or even if you're soulmates, you both have gone your separate ways to go and work on yourselves, and that's what you agreed to do. And when you came back, or when you come back together, you're like, yeah, we've done everything that we had to do, and now it's over, and now let's try to make something work with this. So yeah, I really love this energy. I love this person's hopefulness, almost. It's very like childlike wonder is what I'm feeling for this. Like this person's just in a great energy. So are you, by the way. Like I feel that if you both are one of the two, like the star, the Two of Wands, you both are open to this new beginning. And I do see like both of you kind of being open to a relationship forming between the two of you again. However this relationship, however form, or kind of however this relationship sort of builds itself into, it could be a platonic thing, or a romantic thing. So be open to that, be open to how things play out. But it seems like this person is thinking about moving things in a more romantic direction, at least for most of you, I think, because we have the Page of Cups there, with like small offers of love. So don't expect like too much from them. I don't think it's going to be like a huge declaration, but at the same time, it's a huge step forward for the both of you, and I think arguably it's going to be something that will change both of you drastically on your journeys. So yeah, that's all the messages that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with your situation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great week ahead. Bye! So for those of you who picked Pile Moon, or the Crystal Unicorns Tarot, or the Amethyst, this is your reading. So I'm going to take a look at the bottom of the deck here to take a look at the general energies surrounding this whole situation between you or them, or just a message from Spirit. So the bottom of the deck for your Spirit is the Magician. The Magician is someone who is a manifester, someone who, I just feel like the Magician is very alone, someone who does things by themselves. So if you or your person identify with this energy of like, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do things by myself, it's, like the best person to get anything done. If you want anything to get done, it's to do it by yourself. And I just feel like there's this energy of like, yep, I'm just going to create the shit that I want by myself. The Magician is also someone who is manifesting new beginnings. Like, the Magician has taken control over their surroundings, over their inner world as well as their outer world. So this is someone who's very powerful, someone who has control over a lot of aspects of their lives, someone who is, generally in control. The Magician is someone who is also connected with the divine, someone who is also connected with the infinite flow of like the energy of the universe. And so I just feel like this person, or this person that you're thinking about, is someone who is actively creating new things, creating new beginnings. This person's actively trying to manifest new beginnings as well. I do see this person trying to take control of the world around them. And if this is you or your person, like, this could be a message from Spirit saying that, you know what, you are manifesting the things that you want. You are mastering your skills, the elements. You're mastering or trying to, use the things that you have to create something. And they're saying that it's going to work out. Trust that it's going to work out. I don't know why, like, my camera's doing like this heartbeat thing, but yeah. So I just take it as like a confirmation from Spirit that this is what the universe wants you to know. When it comes to this connection that you both share, it seems like you both, like, if you or your person have been manifesting this connection, it's falling into place, is what they want you to know. Like, everything's coming together. Don't worry about it, because it's falling into place for you. So just don't worry. Allow things to flow, because you have everything that you need in front of you, is what they're saying. And the rest is just up to you and the universe to create. And, when you create with the universe, it's always about divine timing, things coming in when it's meant to. And yeah, so we're just going to put that right there. The Magician card is the number 1. So I do feel like for many of you, new beginnings are on the horizon. New beginnings are coming in for you and your person, perhaps. And so what they want you to know, what the universe wants you to know, is not to worry. Allow these new beginnings to come in when they are meant to. So I pulled a card for person A in your relationship, person B. So whichever one that you identify with, take the messages. And then I have a card for the connection. So, and then we are going to go into their feelings. So for person A, you're represented by the Sun card. The Sun is, the first thing that I'm feeling with the Sun is like nothing can go wrong. The Sun's out, it's time to play. And I am appreciating the Sun a lot more now that I've moved to a country with seasons where like everything is just like when I came here in February, it was cold, and now that's, it's April towards May, it's springtime. It's May now. It's springtime. And when the sun comes out, it's always like something that you enjoy, something that you like treasure. And I do like that feeling. And I feel like when I look at the Sun card now, I really understand like the sun being something very positive, something very special. Like when the sun comes out, you see people in the parks sitting, reading, having picnics, enjoying themselves. And so to me, like the Sun card is always a very positive, uplifting energy. And for this person who identifies with the Sun card, or who the Sun card represents, you are starting to see things look up. And with the purple in the background, I just feel like with the sun coming up, there is a lot of clarity coming towards you or your person. There is a lot of like understanding, deeper understanding, and a lot of like with that clarity brings a lot of peace and a lot of joy and an ability to appreciate the things that you have. I do see like you have a lot of friends supporting you, and you have a lot of people that are, rooting for you, that are, supporting you, even though I think maybe in the past you may not have considered them to be supporting you, or you may not have sort of like thought that they were that you may not have thought like they were supporting you, and they were. I see a lot of inner child healing, looking back to the past, healing the past, and understanding, how the past has shaped your current present, and working on ways to kind of, if there has been something that was traumatic in the past that has shaped your present, you're now working on solutions to kind of like detach yourself from that trauma, so that the present doesn't have to be lived with the shadow of this trauma like lingering in the background or in the back of your mind. So I do see like a lot of healing of the past, but also a lot of clarity, a lot of like deeper understanding, and a lot of connecting with your higher self, with your guides, with the universe as you move along this path. And I do see that if you identify with the Magician card there, you, with this understanding, with this like how do I put this? Like I'm hearing maturity, you are manifesting your new beginnings, and these new beginnings are going to be positive because the Sun card is out. And with the Sun card, whenever the Sun card comes out, nothing can go wrong. That's just the way it is. So for the person, and what's interesting is that for person B, you're also represented by another major arcana. So we have 3 major arcanas pop up in this reading thus far. We have the Magician, the Sun, and now the World. And with the World card here, it's all about completions, all about cycles coming to a close. For this person, you have either recently come out from like a terrible job, or not even terrible, like it could be like you have ended a job situation, or you have moved out from a family home, or you are transitioning from one country to another. You are moving out from something that you were very used to and stepping out of your comfort zone, or not necessarily out of your comfort zone, but stepping into a new phase of your life. And I do see this person like moving away from the past and moving themselves into the future. There is a sense of like having cycles completed, but also finding the strength or finding the courage to feel like, yeah, I can do this. I can start this new beginning. So you're kind of at the end of your cycle, your chapter, and you're looking at this new chapter and thinking, am I able to do it? But then finding the courage to go like, yeah, I can do it. It just feels like when I'm sorry if I'm making this all about me, but like that's how I relate to like these cards. So it's more like when I was going to move away from home for the first time, and I'm just thinking, am I able to kind of like fend for myself, survive, make sure that I eat right, or survive, I think, to eat and to feed myself and to make sure that I am, I have all my basic needs met. And it takes a lot of courage to go like, let's just start something new. And I do feel that that's the case for this person here. Like, this person is feeling very tentative, but at the same time very hopeful, trying to find, it just feels like when you're boarding the plane and you're flying somewhere that you've never been before, and you're leaving a lot of familiarity behind, like familiar things behind, and it can be stepping out of your comfort zone and starting out something new, but it also feels like it's a new phase in your life altogether, and you're feeling very like you need that courage to step. Like, every step requires a lot of courage, requires a lot of strength, requires a lot of like trusting yourself, telling yourself it's going to be okay, a lot of that. And so I do feel like for this person, they're focusing on their new beginnings now. They're focusing on closing out cycles and embracing new beginnings. There are a lot of things that are closing out for them. So I feel like for this person, like, they're also looking back at the past as well, and looking at the past and thinking, it's the past now, and it's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to start again. And this doesn't mean that, it could mean that, this person doesn't want to come back to, like, or rather, like, they don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. That's a possible, thing or thought that they might have. But it's also possible that they might want to come back and reconnect with you, but from a different place in their life now. And they're looking at it like, yeah, the past, that's all in the past now, but now I am looking at the future, and I don't want to dwell on the past. So it's very similar to the Sun card, where they're like, oh, I don't really want to let the shadow of the past be part of my present anymore. And so I just feel like for this person, they are, and I love how these two people are sort of like looking at each other. They are kind of facing each other in the sense of like, whatever happens, like, I just feel like whatever happens, whatever distance is between the two of you, there is a sense of always looking back at each other and at this connection. So it could be that you both, are still in contact with each other, and that you both are, or you're in a relationship with each other, and you're always kind of like looking to each other for support, for strength, even if you're not together or not in contact. There is a sense of even your 5D selves, your higher selves, kind of looking at each other to kind of see where you're both at, to always check in on each other, to sort of like, you're never leaving this person behind. So the Sun card person may be kind of traveling towards the person who is represented by the world, and the world's sort of like waiting for this person to catch up to where they are right now, and see if both of you can build something together. And I really like this dynamic here. Like, this feels like someone has, like, I don't know, it just feels like, I'm just waiting for you and holding my hand out for you to come and grab it. And the Sun card person's like, I'm coming to grab it now. And they're making their way towards them. Like, I don't know, it just feels like that. And with the connection energy here, as the Six of Swords, I really like it. It feels like this connection is ready to move into a new beginning. The Six of Swords always feels like you're moving into calmer waters, but it's not just that. It's about like you moving to somewhere different, somewhere like, I just feel like this is about you moving towards okay, no. For some of you, I'm just getting here right now that for those of you who are separated from this person and have been separated for a long time, and I don't mean like a few weeks or a few days, it could be like years or, at least like more than 6 months, that sort of separation. It just feels like there is a possibility of a renewal of this connection coming about. I do see a lot of emotion between the two of you. There's still a lot of love here and a lot of thinking about each other. Both of you are thinking about each other, but also thinking about how you can progress forward together. Like, it feels like the person with the World card is waiting for the Sun card to kind of say like, I'm ready for a new beginning, or I just feel like the World card is almost like pausing on this new beginning that they want to have and waiting for the Sun card to catch up so that they could have this new beginning together. I feel that the Six of Swords is saying that yes, this new beginning is coming about, this new beginning is happening. You are both kind of traversing from one state of being, so the connection is moving away from what it is currently into something new, something brand new. It's like moving to a different country, or moving towards calmer waters, towards a better future. And both of you are like, I just get the sense of like you're both leaving the past behind and not taking on any baggage as you move towards this new beginning. You're not taking on baggage, but at the same time there is a sense of like defensiveness. So I do see that if there is like a reconciliation or a reconnection happening for the two of you, it is likely that it will start off a little rocky, because I'm seeing like on one side of the boat is a bit of choppy waters, but also because the unicorn is sort of like paddling on that side. But it just feels like it could be a little bit rocky at first. There could be a lot of overthinking or, defenses coming up to kind of keep yourselves from hurting again or hurting each other again. Because it could be that there was a lot that has happened in the past that you may be very wary of. Like, you're wary of like hurting someone else, you're wary of like getting hurt, and a lot of guardedness, is that a word? You will have your guard up. And so I just see that both of you kind of like feeling very, not confused, but more of like feeling very like unstable at the beginning. And as you both move towards a new beginning, things will start to smooth out. Like when you both start this new beginning, or rather when you both come into contact with each other over a period of time, things are going to smoothen themselves out. A lot of communication has to happen. A lot of talking to each other has to happen in order for this this connection to work itself out in terms of like the relationship in the 3D. And a lot of confidence and a willingness to be vulnerable has to take place as well. So yeah, I just feel like this connection is headed towards a really good direction, and I'm feeling very hopeful for the two of you. So the first card, okay, we are going to move into this person's feelings for you. And the first card that we have here is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, as you may know, is about union. It's about, as what I said, like moving into calmer waters, but this is about celebrations, marriage, union. It's a 11-11 twin flame union card. But I also see like it's about both of you coming together and building something together, building a life together. And I just feel like this is your person's hopes and wishes for the two of you. Like this person sees union with you. This person sees you as their counterpart. They see you as the person that they're meant to be with, the person that they want to build a life with. And if they manage to kind of like reconnect with you and be with you, they would consider this like a blessing. They would consider this a milestone. They would consider this something to celebrate. So I do see this person seeing you as the person, like their person. And this one, this person just feels like they're ready to build something with you. It just feels like they've gotten what they need and they're like, come, let's build together and let's hit these milestones together. It just feels like this person wants to be with you through every celebration, every hospital visit, every celebration, every all these festivities. They want to celebrate it with you. They want to be with you. And I just love that energy. They are ready now, is what I'm hearing. And I love that, they have had this clarity, and it's all purple in the background. So a lot of like crown chakra activations, a lot of messages from the universe coming through, and they're seeing like the rainbow after the storm. So this person may have had a lot of dark night of the soul. They may have had a lot of challenging times, and a lot of cloudiness in their minds when it comes to you and this connection. There was a lot of confusion and a lot of like uncertainty, but they are starting to see the light. They're starting to like see or gain a lot of clarity when it comes to this connection. They're starting to see things differently now, and it just feels like they have gotten this clarity over the situation, and they're like, you know what, I'm ready. And that acknowledgement of the fact that I'm ready for union opens all the doors. Like it just feels like they're just like changing everything and changing the whole energy of this connection, which is what is causing things to start moving forward again. And I do see that they are going to be moving forward towards you and towards union. So it's very likely that the Sun card is them, and they are the ones that propel this union forward. Like, or they may be traveling distances across water towards you, or they may be closing out that distance between the two of you in order to get to you. But there also, we have two more major arcana cards. So the first one is the Wheel of Fortune, and the second one is the Temperance card. I don't know why I cannot pick these cards off the table. It's really frustrating. But anyway, so we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card, and both cards talk about, first, let's just talk about Temperance. Temperance is my other twin flame union card. So there are very heavy energies of twin flames, soulmate, higher level soulmates. There is a lot of energy of union, coming together, of balancing your energies, of alchemy, of having a new dawn. Look at that sun rising in the distance. Like both of you both are balancing out your energies. You're balancing out in terms of this connection. You are stepping into the divine feminine or the divine masculine energies, and you are coming together to like come together in union, like join together in union. There is a sense of like I don't know, like how do I put this, like a melding or like a merging of your souls happening, and this is something that they want from this connection. This person has gone within, they have done a lot of healing, they have learned to balance their ego with their hearts. They've learned to balance a lot of things within them, and they're now ready for a new beginning, a new dawn, and they're finding the courage to kind of approach you with this conversation, with this communication. I love the Temperance card here because it talks about, I just feel like it's also about them finding peace, finding like they're finding that with clarity. They're also finding that, like, okay, now I know, and let's move on with this. Like, let's start. Like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, this person's just like, okay, I get it now. Things are so clear. I don't know why I was fighting this in the first place. And if things were just as clear as this, like, you know, I just feel like this person's just really like getting it. And like they're now thinking, oh, I want union, and I want to bring this communication to you. This person's definitely still, this person has a lot of feelings for you. And finally, they're understanding the divine, and they're understanding the universe's role in this whole thing. Sometimes when we separate from our twins, sometimes when we kind of like face a lot of difficult situations, trying times, challenges, we are being forced to grow. We're forced to look at what we need to grow, and look at how we need to sort of evolve in order to kind of become better. And we also start to understand the timing of everything, that why things had to end the way that they did in order for certain other things to come into place, because that's what you need right now. And it's not that you don't need this connection, or you don't need whatever it is that you have lost, but it's saying that if that's meant for you, it will come back towards you when the time is right again. And I just feel like for this person, they are understanding this connection and your role in this, and their role in this, and the universe's role, and the universe's plan, a grand scheme when it comes to this connection. They know it's divinely guided now. They know that they're meant to be with you. And so they're also sort of waiting for divine timing to take place before they move forward with this connection, and they will take action. They will speak. They want to speak to you, but they're waiting for the right time to. And I don't think this is an ego thing where they're like, oh, I'm afraid to talk to you. No, it just feels like the universe is saying, wait, pause for a while first. Let's see if this is what we're supposed to do. So they're just basically doing that. Like, they're like, okay, pause and let me reflect, and let me listen to the universe and the guidance that the universe is giving me. If that's the right, that's the right path that I'm supposed to take, I will take it. And this person is really manifesting this new beginning. So for those of you who are thinking, about signs and like whether what signs are present here, I am seeing Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus. Yes. Yeah. And the Magician's Jupiter energy, so it's very action oriented. I wouldn't say Aries, but like Jupiter also has like sort of like an action oriented sort of energy, but like there's a bit of like movement. Like the Magician sort of kind of gives me that vibe, though it's not a Jupiter is not it's not an astrological sign, but like it just gives me the vibe of like movement and progress. And so yeah, but you don't necessarily need to be these signs for this to resonate. If these messages resonate for you, take them. Trust your intuition, trust your knowing, and know that if they resonate for you, they are for you. So with that being said, we are going to take a look at what your person would like to say to you. And so again, I don't know why for these piles, autumn is a very significant time for everyone so far. Like the first two piles, at least this one and the sun pile. Autumn seems to be very, very important. And I would say, I would say autumn seems to be a period where things are going to shift for both of you drastically. But this person is saying, like, they are allowing the past to be in the past. This is what we've been saying. Shedding the old, allowing the past to be part of the past, and not allowing it to kind of linger in your present and in the future anymore, so that you make way for your energy and for you make space for new beginnings, for new love, for new ways of thinking, for new, for new experiences, for new memories to be in its place. And so they're saying, like, they are releasing the past so that we could have a new beginning again. We could create something again and create something new. And they're saying, like, we are going to have that passionate encounter. It's on the horizon. It's coming in soon. I want to talk to you. I want to bring this, passionate encounter to you. I want to bring you this offer of love. And it's also a very summery card for the passionate encounter card. It's a summery vibe, which is an energy that I sort of picked up on when I created this card. So I do see, like, they're just saying, I want to enjoy with summers with you, like have a great time in summer with you. And I feel like for this person is just like feeling a lot of love, a lot of passion for you, and they're just saying, like, I want to spend time with you. I want to create something with you. And so, yeah, this person is ready for union. And the question here is, are you ready for union? Are you emotionally, psychologically, spiritually ready for union as well? Are you able to match their energies? And that's something to reflect on. Like, sometimes when we think, I'm like absolutely ready. And I'm not saying that you should question whether you're not question whether you're ready or not, but like, I'm not questioning whether you're ready or not, or saying that you're not ready for it. I'm just saying that sometimes when we think, like, I'm ready, but then when it really comes, like, which is perhaps why there might be a rocky start. Like, sometimes you might get cold feet. That's normal. And yeah, it's just something that I just thought of. Like, this person seems ready to go. And I don't know if you can, like, for me personally, if someone came at me with such conviction and such ferocity, I would be a little bit freaked out. And I would not be able to reciprocate for a while, at least, because I'm just not that quick to open up to people, or even if it's someone that I knew before. Like, it's not just something that I can just easily open myself up to and be like, oh yeah, let's go for it. Like, it may take time. At least it's not something that happens immediately. I realize now that I need time to process and think about things. And so perhaps, like, now that you know that this person is coming in towards you, are you ready for this new beginning that's to come? And I feel like for most of you, you've been on this last chapter for a while now, waiting for this person to step up and start this new chapter with you. And you've been in this space for a while now, and asking you to step up and move into this new chapter may be very daunting and may require a lot of courage as well. So I think that's just something that you need to pay attention to. But I'm excited for what's to come. It's an exciting period for you, and yeah, I do hope that things do work out for the both of you. And so yeah, that's all the messages that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with your situation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great week ahead. Bye! So for those of you who picked pile stars, this is your reading. Before we get started, I'm going to take a look at the bottom of the deck here. So the bottom of the deck for this pile is the Six of Pentacles. Hold on, let me just get my cards. The Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is about sharing. It's about this for this particular deck, this almost feels like a Six of Cups sort of vibe. It's about the Six of Cups is about nostalgia. I'm just going to put this down because I don't like it when it's in a mess. I don't know. I have like this weird form of, I'm like obsessive that way. So the Six of Pentacles is about sharing, but this reminds me a lot of the Six of Cups. And in the Six of Cups, it's about nostalgia. It's about the past. It's about going back to the past and looking at the past and thinking about how amazing the past was. It's about, I just feel like for the Six of Pentacles, it's also about like, it's about an offer and balancing things out as well. Like for very often, when I see the Six of Pentacles, it almost feels like an offer from someone, but it's not like the sort of offer that I think you might want, because especially not in a relationship setting, because it's an offer of like, okay, I'm giving you some charity. So it could be like sometimes someone who stays in a relationship because they pity the other person, or like, I don't know, it just feels like I feel sorry for you, so I'm just gonna try to give you something to make you happy for now, but it doesn't mean that I really want to give you that thing or not. No, it doesn't, but it doesn't mean that they are going to carry on with that forever, because it's not out of love or like a desire to commit to. I don't know why my words are getting also all over the place now, but I don't know how to put this, but it's like, I feel sorry for you, so I'm going to give you something because I still care for you, because I want to make you happy. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I don't want to give it to you, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that it's something that I necessarily want to give to you. Like, you stay in a relationship with someone, just to make the other person happy, not because you genuinely want to be in a relationship with that person. I don't know. I just hope that makes sense to you. But yeah, that's just the energy that I'm getting for this. So yes, while it's about sharing, while it's about balancing, but there's also this like perhaps a little bit negative side to the Six of Pentacles. Perhaps it's a little bit towards like, I'm sorry that you're feeling sad. So here, just have this. So I do feel like that's the energy that I'm getting here. It's not condescending. I don't think it's like a condescending or like, oh, you poor thing, let me just look down on you and give you some money and best be on your way. No, it's more of like I know you're hurting and I know you're going through a lot, but I'm sorry I can't give you what you want, but I will give you what little I can. And I don't know, it just feels like this person, it's not that they don't care, but they don't care in the way that you might want them to, or vice versa. You may not be caring for them in the way that they want you to, and thereby the connection's a bit like off balance in that sense, or there's an energy of not being in balance. So whilst this card talks about balance and the overall theme of this reading being about balance, perhaps it's about seeking or finding balance, and not so much about saying that, oh, there is already balance between. I mean, there is a possibility that there might be, but I just feel like no, for this reading it's a little bit more of like a bittersweet or more of like a not so great vibe that I'm getting. I'm sorry. I don't know, I just get the feeling of like, this may not be what you want to hear. And I'm just looking at the cards. I'm just flipping the cards over that I pulled. Because when I pull these cards, I kind of like face them down so that I can look at it at the same time that you do. But yeah. So anyway, we are just going to go with this reading first. And we are going to take a look at Person A's energies. Person A is represented by the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, it's about friendships. It's about, celebrations as well, community. Sometimes it could be reconciliation. So this person is represented by joy. This person's happy. This person is, feeling free, fulfilled, perhaps spending a lot of time with friends, with their family, community. They are celebrating something. Could be weddings, could be birthdays, could be, festivities. I do know that we just celebrated Easter, and you could be having reunions, stuff like that. And there are a lot of new things that are happening in their lives or in your life at this point in time. And there's a lot of community gatherings going on. You finding or them finding support in the people around you and celebrating. Though there is an energy of like reconciliation, I feel like there is more of like a celebratory vibe, a community vibe going on here, an energy of friendship, of like building friendships. Maybe you're at a phase in your life where you are creating new friends, or not creating new friends, but like creating bonds with new people, making new friends. So that's Person A. I just feel like this person's just out there enjoying their lives. But I also feel like they are, at a point where they are also talking to friends about the past and reflecting on that is what I'm hearing. Like talking to them, sounding out what's going on in their heads, trying to see what exactly is the path forward, what has happened in the past, kind of like getting to grips with everything that has happened. Sort of like, I just feel like for this person, they're just getting their head together. And that's okay. I mean, that's a very normal thing to do. And so, yeah, for the other person, Person B, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a fiery, very passionate energy, very enthusiastic. They're quick to go. They're quick to start things. Almost very, I don't know, for this Knight of Wands, I just feel like this person's not very stable. They seem to be caught between two things. Their head is in the clouds. They are caught between two things that they want, or they could be like very quick to move away from something. They are very flighty. They're very they are not stable. There is a lot of movement in their energy. A lot of okay, I'm gonna go from this project to another thing, even before that project is finished, or even before they have seen the outcome of the project. It feels like this person's just like, okay, let's move on. Let's move to the next thing, on to the next one, and on to the next one. It just feels like for this person, they're unable to sit still because they have just so much energy that they want to invest in everything. They want to focus on so many things all at once, and they want to put their energy into all these things. They love to start things, but they don't finish them. Or they don't kind of sit around or wait around to watch how things just play out, or how things kind of see it through. So they may get into relationships but realize that, it's not going the way that they want to. They're like, okay, on to the next one, on to the next thing that I can start. They kind of don't wait around to allow things to grow. They're sort of moving from one place to another, thinking the other place is going to be better, going to be brighter, going to be, something that I want. but they are not settling down. So this person just doesn't feel like very stable, very like, okay, let's just do things slowly, let's just try to make things work. So I just feel like at this point in time, both of you are on very different pages. Like, you're both on very different ends of the spectrum. Like, the Three of Chalices person, you feel more like, okay, let's, hang out with friends and celebrate, let's have fun, let me bond with the people that I know, let's create stronger bonds, let's, reflect on things together, let's sit down, let me think through everything that has happened. Whereas the Knight of Wands person seems to have just moved forward, or like is just moving forward or moving or running away from certain things, and therefore they're just jumping from one thing to another, because the moment they settle, things start to creep up on them and they're just like, nope, I don't want this, let's move on to the next thing. And I just feel like that's what's happening with the Knight of Wands. So you're both like very different. I don't know how else to put it. It's like you're both on very different wavelengths and like almost from different worlds. Like one person, is just like into just sitting down and sharing things with people and investing in people, and the other person is just like not sticking around long enough to do all these things, and therefore there might have been an issue with coming together into union, or an issue with being in a relationship, because the other person is very like, this person, the Knight of Wands person, may have a lot of passion and a lot of sexual energy, but the Three of Cups is someone who feels deeply. And though this doesn't mean that both cannot, make it work, but it just means that there needs to be a lot more effort on both your parts to understand one another and to try to make something work. And I think the Knight of Wands doesn't stick around long enough to try to make something work. They're very quick to move forward. And it's just this unsettled, very, very all over the place sort of energy that I see with this Knight of Wands. And for the connection spread, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is interesting because we have two knights here, but the Knight of Pentacles is the opposite of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy. He is, or she, I would say the knight is a he, is someone who is just very patient, very meticulous, like one step, next one. It's like this person's very like, let's just take it slow and steady. We will progress through this slowly and steadily. We are not going to rush anything. We're just going to take things slow. We're just going to move things slowly. We are not going to jump into things too quickly. Whereas the Knight of Wands is just like, okay, next. And like this Knight of Pentacles is like, before they even take that next step, they're considering the pros and cons, the outcomes, everything, all the possibilities in the world that this choice is going to lead to, and then making that next step. Or when they want to pursue someone, they're like, okay, I'm going to observe you for a while, and if I really want you, I will make sure that every step I take is purposeful. It's going to lead me to that outcome. And for this to appear in your connection, it just feels like both of you are not quite there where you're ready to start a relationship, or ready for a reunion, or ready for a reconciliation yet, because it just feels like you're both still quite far off from where you want to be in order to welcome this relationship. And the connection being the Knight of Pentacles is saying like, there is patience that both of you need to have, like patience needs to be learned. Like, both of you need to be patient before anything can happen, and both of you sort of have to step into this Knight of Pentacles sort of energy before you can move towards union together. It's going to take a while to build, is what they're saying, and things are happening slowly. Like, the Knight of Wands person probably has to grow up a lot more. The Three of Chalices person, the Three of Cups person may have to do a little bit more reflection, may have to do a little bit more thinking, acknowledging your feelings, healing, doing all of that, like really sitting with yourself and processing through all of that. And I just see the Knight of Wands person really needing to settle down and just stop moving, because I see them like very fiery, very energetic. This person could be juggling like 2 or more commitments. They could have put you in a third party situation, or they are now with someone else, someone new, and they have simply like ghosted you or left you or something. Like, I don't know, there's this feeling of like moving forward and moving away from this, and I just feel like this connection is saying like, well, both of you, it needs time, and you're both, what I'm getting is that you both haven't even really started on this journey yet. Like, there's a sense of like having something but not really having something. So you could have just been friends, or something has happened, or like you never really got together, or you never really had the chance to develop anything. There's almost a sense of like the Knight of Pentacles saying like, we are at the precipice of something, but we haven't really begun our journey. Like, the horse is only just taking its first step, and it's a first step of a very, very long journey. So I do see that for this person and you and your connection, there needs to be a lot more patience, and I don't think things are going to happen as quickly as you might be hoping, or as you might be, wishing for things to happen. So I do see like, I do see things happening slowly. But yeah. So we are going to move on to this person's feelings for you, and also at the same time take a look at what next steps they have. So the first card that came out for this pile is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a very bored, very apathetic feeling. The Four of Cups is someone who is just not very open to the blessings that want to come through. The Four of Cups is just very like, meh. It just gives me the feeling of like, yeah, okay, the same old thing again. So this person just feels very tired, not very tired, but very bored. They're not seeing, this person most likely is the Knight of Wands, because they're just not seeing any value or any, like, they've lost interest in this connection or in you. And that's not your fault. That has nothing to do with you. That has no bearing on your person whatsoever. Like, it's them not, like, some people, it's like some people could, like, I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for this, but like, for me, okay, I'm just going to talk about myself now. Again. But like, for me, I like to switch decks a lot. Like, I love to like use new decks, buy new decks. I've got the Knight of Wands energy when it comes to like getting new decks and all that. And I'm very easily bored with a singular deck, because I'm just like, okay, I've seen the messages before, I've seen the depictions, I've seen the illustrations, I kind of know the messages that like it's giving me, and okay, I'm done with this deck. I don't want to use it anymore. I'm gonna use a new one. So that's the sort of energy that I'm getting with this, but it's nothing to do with the deck, because sometimes, now that, I'm so far away from home and so far away from the rest of my deck collection, I only have a few with me right now. Every time I use the decks, every time I use the Prisma Visions Tarot, I see new things. If I actually took the time, or, really connected with the deck on a very deep level, I would pay attention to, like, I would realize that, hey, actually there are new things coming up. There are new things in the Four of Chalices, in the Four of Cups that I never really noticed before, and that there are 2 cups sitting behind. 2 cups are spilled. Yes, that was, something that I cannot get back for the Four of Cups, but there's still union that is a possibility for this person, or at least there's the possibility of union is something that this person's not paying attention to, but it's there. Like, the universe is saying, hey, it's there. In traditional depiction, it's like the universe giving you this cup and the person not really paying attention to it, and all the other cups are spilled. 3 cups are spilled and 1 cup from the universe, and that's like this new beginning in love that the universe is offering. It's sort of the same message, like you're not paying attention to the new beginnings, and you're not making the effort to kind of sit with something long enough to kind of pay attention to it. And that's just how I feel like they are feeling with this. They're just moving on, and they are like, okay, they're just saying, okay, this person is just like that. They put a label on this. And that's very much the same with my decks. Like, I would just put a label, like, this deck is like really very I have a deck that like calls people out on their bullshit. Like, it's so quick to just be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're just talking nonsense. I have decks that are very whimsical, that are very hopeful, that bring about a lot of happiness to people that I'm reading for, but like, there are decks where it's just straight to the point, that just doesn't beat around the bush. Like, yeah, this is a possibility, but this is as well, and you need to wake up your idea. And that's just the energy that I get from different decks, and I'll just label it as like, oh, this is the rude deck, or this is like the nice deck, or and then I just move on. And very often when I'm at home, like when I have the luxury of choice, I tend to just be like, okay, I'm not feeling this today, I'm just gonna go on to the next thing, or I'm just gonna buy more decks because why not? Whereas like now it's different, like where I have to sit with the deck and I don't have much choice. Not that like this person's like, oh, I don't have a choice and I have to stick with you. No, I don't think that that's the case, but it's more of like this person hasn't really gotten to know you. They've just kind of stuck a label on you and just like, okay, you're this and that sort of person. Am I interested? No, not right now. Let's move on. Like, that's sort of energy that I'm getting with them. They're not dismissive, but they're not interested enough to want to develop something more at this point in time. And I feel like that's because there is a lot of fear of being left out in the cold, a lot of fear of commitment, a lot of fear of like, oh, if I say yes to this thing, if I say, okay, I'm gonna commit to you, I'm gonna try to like get to know you better, I'm gonna try to like understand you. There's a lot of fear of like, what if things that don't work out? What if this person just isn't the person that I want? And instead of them leaving me first, I'm gonna leave them first because I like that. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel like I'm in control. And I feel like this person just feels very insecure. And there's no easy way of putting it. They are afraid that they see the value that you have. Though they may be kind of downplaying it, they see your value. They see how special you are. And they're like, oh shit, what if I'm not that special to them? Like, what if I'm not that great? And as I said, it's nothing to do with the fact that they're just like bored or they're apathetic. It's got nothing to do with you. It's really all about them. And though it may feel like, oh, it's personal, like they don't like me at all, like, oh, they're bored with me, like what's wrong with that? For perhaps like a very small percentage of you, this person may not be interested in you at all, and this connection is perhaps not going to go anywhere because this person just doesn't have that interest or doesn't find that you both are compatible, or maybe you're just not really compatible and this person doesn't want to put in the effort to kind of understand you a little bit better. And that's nothing to do with you either. It's just, you it's just how things are. Like, you don't fall in love with every single person that you meet. You just can't control stuff like that. But for a majority of you, this person does see value in you. Like, they see you as someone powerful, as someone who's amazing, but they're like thinking, oh, I'm not that amazing. So instead of this person realizing that I'm not that amazing and leaving me, I'm going to do that first. And so I do see that there's a lot of inner conflicts, a lot of external conflict as well. It could be that other people are telling this person like, hey, this is probably not going to work out, or this is not going to be as great as things in what you think it will be. And the Seven of Wands sort of reminds me of the Knight of Wands, in the sense that the Seven of Wands kind of like jumps from one thing to another, but the Seven of Wands is like jumping from one wand to another in order to kind of avoid falling into the water, which to me represents like they don't want to be vulnerable, they don't want to feel anything, they don't want to jump into that emotional chasm of like in that whirlpool of emotions that they're afraid it's going to drown them and suck them into the depths of hell or something. Like, they're so afraid of feeling things or feeling vulnerable with people, so they're trying to like jump from things to things so that they don't feel that vulnerability. And it's in their minds, it's a way to survive, it's a way to kind of keep themselves from drowning, it's a way to kind of like, they kind of look at emotions and love as like, oh shit, if like I fall in love, I'm gonna get hurt. And in order to not get hurt, in order to survive, I'm just going to jump around from thing to thing. And it gives them a lot of, like, it definitely is not easy to live that way. And if anything, I feel sorry for them, that they feel like they have to kind of like remove emotion from the equation altogether. Like, something really traumatic must have happened to them. But also the fact that they're just very easily kind of like swayed by other people. Just doesn't, like, it's something very sad to be so easily kind of like I don't know. But to me, when I see this pile together and all the cards thus far, I just feel like this person is just very empty, very sad inside. And perhaps we shouldn't be going around judging them. I'm trying not to judge them. Like, I'm trying not to judge them, but like, it just feels like they're very empty inside. And it's not up to you or anybody to heal them. I think sometimes when we see them as like, oh, poor thing, and I might try to like want to, heal them or try to make things better. Perhaps that Six of Pentacles energy is sort of telling you like, don't do it just because you're like, oh, poor thing, like they need love in their lives. Let me give them some love. It's not your job to mother them, not your job to heal them either. It's up to them to work on themselves. So I do see that that's something that the universe wants you to know, and the universe is trying to like keep you both apart or keep them away from you so that they have time to heal. And I mean, if it's meant to be, when they're ready, they will be in your lives again. But if they're not meant to be in your life and you keep trying to force things to happen, like, or trying to heal them in some way, it's just not going to work out. So that's what I think the message here for some of you is like, don't try to work on healing them. It's not your job, it's not your responsibility, even though you feel like it is. And this could be, I'm just thinking about it could be just like a friendship as well, like, or like, someone that you're close to, someone that you love, like someone like your daughter or your son or your sister or your brother or your aunt or your parent, or or someone that you're close to, like, that you want to heal, you want to love and try to heal, but this person's just not allowing that, and it's not your job to do that. And yeah, so the last card that we have here is the Three of Wands. So this person does see potential in your connection. This person does see that there is a possibility that things can work out, but it will take time. It will take a lot of patience, and you both need to cultivate it, and they need to settle down in order to cultivate that. And to me, it just feels like they know all these things at the back of their minds. They are like, yep, I know I need to kind of settle down, I need to start to be vulnerable, I need to start being open to my emotions, I need to start working on this fear of being left out in the cold, fear of abandonment, work on my trauma, work on not being bored with my life and with situations, and being a thrill seeker, and settle down and just find some peace and find some balance. And they know all these things, but they just don't want to put in the effort. And that's the problem there. Like, or rather, that's something that you cannot help them either. You can talk to them until the cows come home, until, you can try to prove to them and show them and all that. But if they're just going to be like, yeah, okay, but they're choosing not to see it, there's nothing you can do. And so I just feel like for this person, they need to get that clarity or that kick in the ass to just start moving again, in the direction which their soul, or in the direction of like growth and healing and maturing. So again, nothing you can do. So for those of you who are, asking about the signs, the astrological signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Prominent earth signs in your chart or in your person's chart. Earth, fire, water signs. Funnily, no air. So yeah. So this could be, it could be an extra confirmation. But if these messages resonate with you, take them. Trust your intuition and take these messages if they resonate with you. So to end off this reading, I pulled cards from their higher selves to you, to see what they want to say to you. And they're saying, I'm working on becoming more mature. I'm working on becoming better. I'm working on myself now. And I just want to hang out with you. I want to go out for coffee, no strings attached. But I'm going to become more mature. And when I do, I'm going to ask you out for coffee. Maybe let's go out for a drink. Maybe let's go out for lunch. Something not very serious to get to know each other again. I just feel like this person's saying yeah, don't worry about it. And again, we have the autumn energy here. And I also see the spring energy, but more of autumn. I do see all three pals today had autumn vibes. So I feel like something really significant is happening in the autumn months. Something, or it could be change is happening. Because you have spring as well. So what this person is saying is that I'm changing, I'm shifting. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry. Let me just handle my own shit. Let me just do things that I need to do, the things that I need to do, get my healing done, and I'll do it in my own time. And as I was shuffling, I saw the oracle card, or the message card, saying a few years from now. So I do see this person moving very slowly, which again is the Knight of Pentacles. Very slow moving energy. This person is working on themselves, but at a very slow rate, because they're fighting it every step of the way. So I think what they're saying is that, yeah, I'm working on myself. I'm trying to be the best version of me. And when I do, I'll let you know when I'm ready. I'm sorry, I don't know what that squeal was, but it just feels like they were just not ready. It just feels like they're almost in that Nine of Pentacles, I'll call you, don't call me. Still that energy of yeah, okay. So I don't feel like they're very serious about you. So I don't know. That's I just don't get that energy of them being very serious about you, or them feeling oh, I recognize you're my soulmate, you're my counterpart, I want to be with you forever. They were just let me be ready, and then we can go out for coffee and we can chill, and we'll see where things go from there. But until then, I'm just going to be working on myself. So that's just the energy that I'm getting with these two cards. And it's very, I don't know. I just don't feel good with this energy. But like, I mean, they need a lot of they need to do a lot of maturing, a lot of growing up, for sure. And I think they know that as well. And I guess if you really want this person, I've sort of kind of like given you a rough kind of image of how things are, or rough idea of how things are gonna go. Like, they need time to mature, and in the meantime, you need to focus on something else, or focus on you, or, you know, I don't know. So yeah, they're meant to be in your lives. They will somehow find their way back to you at the time that is right for them, like, meaning when they're ready to come forward, or when they're ready to be in union with you, the universe will bring you that union. But until then, they are not going to be in your lives that much, or it's best if they don't be in your lives, in your life that much. So yeah, I'm sorry if this is not what you want to hear, but yeah, this is just how it is. Like, some days you have readings where you're just like, yay, all blessings all around, happiness. And then readings where you're just like, okay. So these are just one of those times. So that's all the messages that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with your situation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great week ahead. Bye!